The Pareto Principle, 80-20 rule, do more by doing less. Introduction. In the quest for productivity and efficiency, few concepts have proven as universally applicable and powerful as the Pareto Principle, commonly known as the 80-20 rule. This principle offers a unique perspective on how to allocate our resources, time, and effort to achieve maximum results. In this article, we'll explore the origins of this principle, its applications across various aspects of life, and how you can leverage it to dramatically increase your productivity and effectiveness. Understanding the Pareto Principle. The Pareto Principle states that roughly 80% of effects come from 20% of causes. In other words, a small proportion of efforts often leads to the majority of results. This principle suggests a disproportionate relationship between inputs and outputs, effort and reward, or causes and effects. Origins. Vilfredo Pareto's garden. The principle is named after Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, who made an intriguing observation in his garden. 20% of pea pods in his garden produced 80% of the healthy peas. This observation led Pareto to explore this distribution in other areas, notably discovering that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population. The 80-20 rule in everyday life. The Pareto Principle manifests in numerous aspects of our daily lives. Wardrobe. 20% of our clothes are worn 80% of the time. Reading. 20% of a book's pages contain 80% of its key information. Business. 20% of customers often generate 80% of revenue. Social media. 20% of posts might generate 80% of engagement. Personal productivity. 20% of our efforts might produce 80% of our results. It's important to note that while the principle is often expressed as an 80-20th split, the exact numbers can vary. The key insight is the uneven distribution between causes and effects. Applying the Pareto Principle for enhanced productivity. Understanding and applying the 80-20 rule can significantly boost your productivity and efficiency. Here's how. 1. Time management. Identify the 20% of your activities that yield 80% of your results. Focus on high-impact tasks. Delegate or eliminate low-value activities. Prioritize your most productive hours for important work. 2. Learning and skill development. Apply the principle to your learning strategy. Identify the core 20% of knowledge that will give you 80% of practical skills. Focus on mastering fundamental concepts before diving into details. Prioritize learning skills with the broadest applications. 3. Business and marketing. Use the 80-20 rule to optimize your business operations. Identify and focus on your most profitable products or services. Dedicate more resources to your top 20% of customers. Streamline your marketing efforts to focus on the most effective channels. 4. Personal relationships. Apply the principle to your social life. Identify the 20% of relationships that bring you 80% of fulfillment. Invest more time and energy in these key relationships. Reduce time spent on unfulfilling social obligations. 5. Decision-making. Use the 80-20 rule to improve your decision-making process. Focus on the 20% of factors that will influence 80% of the outcome. Avoid getting bogged down in minor details that won't significantly affect the result. Case studies. The 80-20 rule in action. Academic success. Many students find that 20% of their study efforts lead to 80% of their learning. Identify key concepts and focus on mastering them. Prioritize understanding core principles over memorizing every detail. Use practice exams to identify the most important topics. Fitness and health. The principle can be applied to health and fitness goals. 20% of exercises might provide 80% of fitness benefits, e.g., compound movements. 20% of dietary changes might lead to 80% of health improvements. Writing and content creation. Content creators often find that 20% of their content generates 80% of engagement. Analyzing this top-performing content can inform future creation strategies. Overcoming common misconceptions. While the Pareto Principle is powerful, it's important to avoid some common pitfalls. It's not a universal law. The exact ratio may vary. The key is recognizing uneven distribution. Don't neglect the 80%. While focusing on the vital few is important, don't completely ignore the rest. It's a tool, not a rule. Use it as a guiding principle, not an inflexible mandate. Implementing the 80-20 rule in your life. To leverage the Pareto Principle effectively, analyze your current situation. Identify areas where the 80-20 distribution might apply. Prioritize high-impact activities. Focus your energy on the 20% that yields the most results. Regularly reassess. What constitutes the vital 20% may change over time. Be willing to let go. Be prepared to eliminate or delegate low-value activities. Measure results. Track your progress to ensure the principle is working for you. The psychology behind the 80-20 rule. Understanding why the Pareto Principle works can help in its application. Cognitive load. Focusing on the vital few reduces decision fatigue. Motivation. Seeing significant results from focused efforts boosts motivation. Efficiency. Aligning efforts with high-impact activities naturally increases efficiency. Challenges in applying the 80-20 rule. While powerful, implementing the Pareto Principle can face challenges. Identifying the vital few. It's not always obvious which 20% is most important. Resistance to change. Letting go of familiar but low-value activities can be difficult. Balancing depth and breadth. Focusing too narrowly might lead to missed opportunities. Conclusion. Harnessing the power of the Pareto Principle. The 80-20 rule offers a powerful lens through which to view our efforts and their results. By identifying and focusing on the vital few activities that drive the majority of our results, we can dramatically increase our productivity and effectiveness. Remember, the goal isn't to work more, but to work smarter. By applying the Pareto Principle, you can achieve more by doing less. Focusing your energy on what truly matters and eliminating or reducing activities that don't significantly contribute to your goals. As you move forward, continually ask yourself, what are the 20% of my efforts that are driving 80% of my results? By regularly reflecting on this question and adjusting your focus accordingly, you'll be well on your way to increase productivity, efficiency, and success in all areas of your life.